my last year in school, I was getting ready to give my thesis talk, and so was one of my classmates. And on the day of his thesis talk, his computer had broken down, and he asked if he could borrow my computer. And I had everything backed up and everything, but it would still be a big hassle if something happened to the computer. And I jokingly told him to treat the computer like it was worth $1 trillion. At the time, we had our first $1 trillion budget deficit, and we had been talking about just how much $1 trillion was. And so I half jokingly said to him, treat the computer like it's worth $1 trillion, and I thought that would do the trick. Now, the funny thing was that my computer keyboard had a little bit of a glitch. One of the keys, the F key, was loose. And every time you typed F, you had to be careful that the key didn't fly out of the keyboard. And I forgot to tell him that. And so he finished giving his thesis talk, and when I saw him in the hallway, he had put my computer in an old backpack, and he told me I could keep the backpack. I thought that was odd. He handed it to me, and he raced off to do something. And when I looked at the computer, the F key was missing. That's why he put it in the backpack. He wanted to give himself 10 seconds to get out of my view. And it was a nice cautionary tale that you can never be too careful with some of these things. When I go out to eat, I have dietary restrictions. I don't have anything that's going to instantly kill me or give me an anaphylactic shock or anything like that. But I have high-functioning autism, and some foods definitely give me a relapse, especially MSG. Now, I prefer if I can see the ingredients, like especially if I go to a fast food place or some restaurants actually show exactly what they put in their food. So I can say, I don't want this, this, and this. One of my least favorite dialogues is I go to a restaurant and I said, well, do you know what you guys put in this steak? And people ask me, well, what are you sensitive to? See, I don't want to list out everything because, first of all, a lot of people are I don't want to take up their time if I don't have to. And a lot of people think that, well, you know, especially if they're not dealing with a sensitivity, right? They forget that certain ingredients, right? I don't react too well to milk. They forget that certain additives are made from milk, right? If they don't deal with it. I can't tell you how many times that happens, by the way. Some people just neglect to think about that. The people who actually do think about that, I always tip them very well. Anyways, getting back to my classmate, he lost the F key. And I was so upset at him that I got on AOL Instant Messaging, which was what we used to use back then, and I was just about to say, fuck you. And I realized I couldn't type fuck because I was missing the F key, which made it all the more upsetting. So, but it was a good cautionary tale that a lot of things you just can't be too careful about, especially if they mean something to you, but not necessarily to the other person, right?